Once people start rushing over toward gold and silver, the amount of funds that can flow into it is just astronomical. And, 3 times the 1980 high sounds absurdly low to me. I really think we're going to see something much higher than that. But I think $150 silver is actually a no-brainer. One of the things that I don't think you did in here was try and calculate any price projections, but what you do show is that there's basically, just mutual funds have enough if they were just going to put 2% of their assets into silver, it would be more than 16 times the amount that all of the above ground investable silver is currently valued at.
That's correct. And the point isn't that all mutual funds would do that, but if just a few did that, it would just completely overwhelm the silver market. And by the way, the mutual funds, that's not global mutual funds. That's not every single mutual fund in the world. That data is hard to track down. So there's actually more cash in each of those categories than I list there. That's just the publicly available data. So it's actually worse than what is portrayed in that table. So it's quite amazing. And that chart there, I tried to elongate it. The one titled Silver Market is tiny compared to global assets. And you'll see that you can barely see the bar for the total amount of above ground investment silver. It's very, very tiny.
Yeah.
And again, it's not those bars for the other institutional investors is not exhaustive. There's actually more cash than what is represented there.
So there's the total above ground silver is worth about 62 billion, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. 0.062 trillion compared to just the 30 largest mutual funds in the United States have 50 trillion.
Right.
And global pension funds, but as you said, some of them you can't get the data on, that's 44 trillion. You start adding all of this up and it's huge. In the graph above that, you show that, if just 2% of mutual funds, pension funds, investment banks, life insurance, sovereign wealth funds, hedge funds, and private equity funds, if they tried to take 2% of their assets only, put it into silver, that would be 42.5 times more than the value of all of the above ground silver that there is. That requires your silver would have to be over $1,000 an ounce for that to happen. They can't buy, they're trying to buy at this price, they're trying to buy 42.5 times the amount of silver that exists.
Right.
No, I don't want to buy all the silver. I want to buy 42.5 times all of the silver that exists.
Oh, and the other problem is that metal isn't all for sale. That figure that I quoted there,
at least not at these prices.
Right.